Sure, that gets hard though, right? When we talk about having so many different exceptions to things, right? Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean it's just hard, and the government isn't particularly nimble, right? It's not easy. It's not easy for the government to change things quickly as the world changes. And so what we want to do is try and come up with like sort of broad rules that will apply for a long period of time. I don't know. I feel like maybe I don't know if I'm actually answering your question or whatever or helping in any way. I don't know. It is complicated and it stinks. And the world is not a perfect place by any means, regardless of whether we believe in moral rights theory. Okay. Yeah, Chelsea. Everybody gets to have guns and nobody plays with it. Yeah, it's actually not that hard to make bullets. Apparently you can just go down to magnet schools in New Haven and find them in the bathroom. I don't make this stuff up. It happens. All right, so I'm gonna leave it at that. Right? I don't know that we've solved anything tonight. We've not. That's okay. That's okay. So just some homework stuff coming up. I honestly don't remember why I have this link here for the UN Global Goals for Sustainable Development. You do not need to read that. You're welcome to if you'd like, but it's not there for a good reason. I obviously that was there for an old class and I never took it down. But what I do want you to read is the Declaration of Human Rights, United Nations. It's not super long. It's just a list of rights. And I mean, you don't have to like pore over it, but you want to scan it and get a sense of the sorts of things that the United Nations believes are human rights. And then the question that we sort of started to ask tonight, is there anything on there that you don't agree with, or is there anything that should be on there that isn't? You don't really have to answer both of those questions. I would be happy with an answer to either one, right? As long as you explain why. Okay. Then, if you have not read Letter from a Birmingham Jail, you should, and so I'm making you. Everybody should read this. It's one of the finest, best crafted bits of writing ever in English. I feel that very, very, very strongly. And so here's your chance to read a really amazing thing. And then the question is about the fact that Dr. King does talk about breaking the law and that it's okay to do so sometimes. And the question is, why? When is it okay? When is it not okay? Why do we agree that it's okay to break some laws and disobey others? Based on Dr. King's reasons, not on your own opinion, like, oh, I think I should be able to speed and furthermore taxes, boo. But do we agree with Dr. King and his reasoning as put forth in his letter? So that's civil disobedience. That's a good thing. And those are short. Those are both short. This should be 100 words. It should say it, but it doesn't. This is also just 100 words. And then the paper due on next Wednesday is about human rights violations generally. This is sort of a research paper more than an opinion paper. So a little bit different from the papers you've written in the past. The idea here, I've given you some resources. This is not an exhaustive list. You can go anywhere you want. Basically, you're just looking at some place in the world, whether here in this country or elsewhere, where someone's rights are being violated. And so I just want you to identify the specific rights that are being violated in that circumstance, and see if you can imagine solutions to that problem. So this is really just an opportunity for you to sort of do a little research, do some creative thinking, see what you can come up with. If you, whatever source you use, whether it's from this list or otherwise, make sure you cite it. Okay? Just at the bottom of your paper is fine. It doesn't have to be particularly fancy citation. You don't need a whole page for a bibliography or whatever. Is that questions? Questions? Tony's okay. All right. Thank you. This was a fun class. Thank you, everybody, for being involved and participating, and I will see you all next week. Oh, I will.